a book, the main character cried over something and felt kinda funny. Now that I'm older, sometimes I fantasize about guys crying. I have no idea why. This isn't a peculiar fascination has been present within me since childhood. While reading a book, I came across a character who shed tears over a matter that touched his heart. This scene left an indelible mark, and as I've grown older, it has evolved into an unusual fixation. Now, my mind often wanders to scenarios where men cry, often as a result of a myriad of situations. I don't attribute this to any particular ideology or societal expectation, it's genuinely an intense sensation I experience. This isn't limited to a single context, be it a television show, real-life encounters, or even fictional accounts. What triggers this reaction within me is less about the cause of their tears, but more about the prospect of comforting them afterwards, which eventually gives rise to intimate moments. This may seem unconventional to many, and I acknowledge its peculiarity, but it's an aspect of my nature that I've come to accept. Edit. I don't really think about the crying itself, just the aftermath and the interaction that follows. Complain I left the toilet seat up? Here is 22+ years of ever so petty revenge. The wife complained very early in our marriage, you left the seat up. I grew up with a brother and no sisters, the seat was rarely down. Anyway, from that day forward I make a conscious effort. A trivial dispute that has become an enduring testament to my persistence. From the onset of our marriage, a seemingly innocuous complaint about the toilet seat made its way into our conversations. You left the seat up. Having been raised in a household with no sisters, I developed a rather habitual tendency to leave the seat in its natural position. Determined to address this grievance, I made a deliberate effort to put the lid and seat down from that day forward. Though my wife may claim it's an act of revenge, I see it as a simple change of habit. For over 2 decades, she has had to lift the lid, a task that, in reality, requires little more effort than putting the seat down herself. Perhaps, in fact, it's even a cleaner option. Everyone has to submit a family recipe for the newsletter? Okay, here you go, sent via email response to supervisor, unique username 82Ds, delicious cranberry sauce. 1 can cranberry sauce, 1 serving platter, 1 serving spatula, 1 can opener and amp, X200B, de consosla. Family recipe submission for newsletter. Dear supervisor's name, as per the request, I am submitting my family's traditional cranberry sauce recipe for the upcoming newsletter. Here's how we make it. To prepare this simple yet delicious side dish, gather the following ingredients and tools. 1 can of cranberry sauce, 1 serving platter, 1 serving spatula, 1 can opener. Carefully open the can of cranberry sauce and empty its contents onto the serving platter. Arrange the sauce in a uniform, visually appealing manner. Using the spatula, portion out the sauce as desired and serve chilled. Your family and guests are sure to enjoy this easy and tasty dish. Best regards, unique username 82D. Edit. The initial email response was intended to be humorous and ironic, as it appears to be a satirical take on the common family recipe submission request. The rewritten version maintains the same message and tone. TLDRA family recipe is submitted to the newsletter, but it's actually a simple canned cranberry sauce. You look so hungover. 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Customer approaching my till, see, rough night last night? Me, nope, I was actually here last night and had a quiet night in. See, you look so hungover. Me, trying to not take it personally as a female who has to wear minimal mock. A Saturday morning at 10 a.m. was not turning out as smoothly as I had hoped. A customer approached my checkout counter with a curious expression. Customer, looks like you had a wild night last night. Me, no, I actually spent the evening here at work and had a relaxing time. Customer, you look like you could use a long lie-in and a fresh face. I complete the transaction and he picks up his bags. Customer, I hope you're feeling better soon and can tidy yourself up a bit. Not a great interaction to have with a customer, especially when my manager is nearby. Some people just know how to be kind. I fucked up my life. I just fucked up my life. I think I will kill myself soon. I'm so tired to pretend that everything will be alright. When I was young I was RPED for years and this fucked up my mental health. I have BPDI ruin all my relationships. I was in a long-term relat. My life has unraveled. I've reached a breaking point. The thought of going on is almost too much to bear, as I've exhausted all my efforts to convince myself that things will improve. My childhood was marred by a prolonged period of abuse, which has had a lasting impact on my mental well-being. Diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, I've struggled to maintain healthy relationships, and my past experiences have left me with deep emotional scars. In a long-term relationship that spanned nearly 5 years, I ultimately sabotaged it due to my own inability to cope and function effectively. My former partner suffered greatly as a result of my actions. The weight of this knowledge has left me feeling drained and hopeless. I'm currently without a job, not pursuing education, and devoid of any aspirations or dreams. Despite my attempts to recover and the medication I've been prescribed, I've yet to see any lasting improvement. The thought of living this way is unbearable. Crop dusting my worst colleague. I work with a woman who is an abomination. She is never where she is supposed to be, yells constantly, reeks like cigarettes, and talks back whenever you ask for basic help like getting office supplies from the locked storage room. It escalated. My colleague's toxic presence. I'm stuck working alongside a nightmare of a colleague who consistently fails to meet expectations. Her absence is a recurring problem, her outbursts are frequent, and her strong cigarette smell has become unbearable. Moreover, her defensive attitude makes it difficult for anyone to get basic tasks accomplished, such as retrieving supplies from a locked storage room. This toxic behavior has culminated in an influx of complaints, resulting in an investigation that dragged me into the fray. Unfortunately, her behavior towards me has intensified since then. As fate would have it, I've been experiencing a terrible stomach issue this week, and it's left me feeling miserable. In response, I've decided to give her a special treatment, a constant barrage of sewage-themed pranks. Be prepared for this to be a recurring theme throughout the week. I'm not sorry my daughter and her boyfriend live in our home, where I also have 2 sons who are 26 and 17. Yesterday while I was at work, my 26-year-old son threw out expired food in the fridge that belonged to my daughter's boyfriend. My daughter's boyfriend then threw a house divided. I have a blended household with my 17-year-old son, my 26-year-old son, and my daughter and her partner living under one roof. The tension has been escalating, and it finally came to a head. When I was away at work yesterday, a confrontation arose between my sons and my daughter's boyfriend over a dispute about expired food that he had discarded. In a fit of anger, he also tossed out the coffee maker. While the drama may seem trivial, it's symptomatic of a deeper issue. The living arrangements have become unsustainable, and I've had to take action. My daughter and her partner have been given an ultimatum: they must vacate the premises. To make matters more complicated,